Will the metaverse ever really develop? Why has Meta taken such a big hit from a high of in the upper 300s to now just hanging around 150? Because like him or don't like him, Zuckerberg has a good idea of where technology is going. I'm not a fan of Zuckerberg. But if you don't think the Metaverse and Web 3.0 is coming, then it's time to start doing your homework. Today here in DeFi IoT, I'm going to give you some examples of why I know it's coming. And I know he's right on this one. Before I jump into this, do us a favor, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, please. We want to grow this channel, and we try to take a lot of information and absorb it all and bring it down and try to get it into under 15 minutes. We try to get to 12 to 15 minutes so you can have this shorter recap. We always put down below links if we need links. If not, we suggest you always do your homework as well, but if you don't have time for it, we'll try to get you abreast on what's going on. Again, this is a no shill zone, so we're not trying to pump anything. We would like to be able to do this full time one day so we can give you even better videos. So we need your support in doing this. Hey, I want to jump right into this metaverse. I was talking to some people, a lot of people actually, and telling me that, oh, you know, the metaverse idea that will never develop. There's a lot of people on Wall Street that are just dumping Meta. What were we at? What was a high in Meta? We'll see. Meta's taking what kind of a high? Let's go back to, I think it was 382 was a high that Meta had hit in 2021. Today they're sitting about a 143 for their stock price. So why they take such a big hit? Well, Meta, if you don't know, used to be Facebook, Instagram, those all in that package, right? That's all under Meta umbrella now. And what is the metaverse? And why do I feel, and many other professionals out there feel, the metaverse will function? That's what's called Web 3.0. We're in Web 2.0 right now, 2.0 right now. 2.0, I guess the correct terminology, right? Why will it take? Because technology doesn't go backwards. We're only going forward. With AI coming out, with these new bots that you can actually go online and you can converse with them and get information from them. There's a lot of good business opportunities out there through these bots. And there's OpenAI, for example, which is an area where you can go and gather information. It's just a question and answer. But you can get business data, right? And that's a whole nother video. But today, I want to go even further than that. What is the metaverse? Well, it's basically this, it's virtual reality with augmented reality. So it's called augmented reality. So it's almost like real life interaction in some sort of a fantasy land, or some sort of a land that's up in the metaverse, up in the another element, if you will. That's basically through blockchains, which is a way that the internet will flow through these different channels that are encrypted. Okay, and that's a really basic understanding of how it's going to work. In other words, it's the internet, but on another level, and it's encrypted. And in that encryption, there's a lot of protection. Now, there's centralized and decentralized. That is another video that we have that explains the difference between centralization and decentralization, and the importance of decentralization, and what the pros and cons are of both, right? Of centralization and decentralization. I want to just talk briefly about the idea of what metaverse is, why we are in accordance, it's going somewhere. We've invested a lot of actual money into this, so it's not just I'm trying to push it that direction. We continue to do this channel, hoping that people will come along and we can educate. That's why we try to keep it very basic this year, starting 2023. We've really come down to basics. We're not going to try to compete with big terminology and so forth, trying to keep it very simple. The more people I talk to, the more that they're gathering and understanding when I keep it simple. So here's a simple term. During the whole lockdown era for the last couple of years, 2020, 2021, right? 2022, we saw some of that releasing coming back, but what you saw was people that didn't want to go back out again. Tonight we just went out to go to a restaurant. They close early now. Before they stayed open until 9, 10 o'clock. People just don't go out. Well, one, you can get it, call and have it given to you and delivered to you. Without, we formed these new habits, right? It's the same with Amazon. Look at Bezos, just making a ton of money hand over fist. Even though he has a bunch of layoffs coming up, he's laying off so he can maintain his profit margins, right? Which is what every business owner does. Now, we created this group of people out there that don't really want to go anywhere. We created this laziness. And some people say, well, I get more family time. Yeah, there's truth to that, but there's a laziness too, and not going out of the house. Just got to get home, be comfortable. We've changed the mentality of going out and being active to being inactive and just making a phone call or going on and ordering on Amazon or Walmart or whatever giant you want to order from, and they deliver it to you, right? Even Lowe's or Home Depot. So in summary, here it is now. Here's Web 3.0. Here it is. Now vision this with me. Here is the metaverse. You can actually put on your goggles. If you want to, you'll be able to put on a suit that can touch, feel, and I will even go as far as we will be able to assimilate taste and smell. So let's just say we decide as a family we're going to go to the mall, but we don't want to go out of the house. We don't want to get out. It's bad weather, but we want to go to the mall. We want to do something. So we all put on our glasses. It'll be something like this. We don't won't be big goggles, heavy like they are now. And we'll go to the mall. And we will walk through the mall. We can bump into people. We can feel that. We can see all of our friends there. These avatars will go, right? We can even get in our car and drive there. These avatars will go there. And this avatar represents our character, whatever we want that to be in that metaverse. So we can hide behind that too if we want to, right? We can become whatever we are not now. Our shortcomings can become something else. That alone is a huge draw for the metaverse. Two is, here's something I like. I can go, and when I'm on, for example, I'm shopping online, it's very difficult. I see a picture of something. There's a phone. I see a picture of it. Maybe I see a back picture of it, a side picture of it. But I don't really see, can comprehend the size of it, the weight of it, you know, that other dimension I can't feel and see. With my avatar, I'll be able to go in and pick that up, pick that phone up, look at it, feel it, weigh it, turn it on, try it, and then if I want to buy it, just swipe my QR code over the screen, and that gets delivered to me in a drone. No gas, or if it's still even trucks or being transported like they do in Amazon now, they're drivers, but the future is going to be the drones will deliver them. And you'll have these drone boxes out in front of people's homes. We're already starting to see those already. We're drop boxes now, and they're kind of getting it continue to go forward. In rural areas, more drop box, but in the city areas, you're going to see drones. And they bring it and drop it off your house. Instant, like within a day. That is what we call, or even maybe within hours. And that's what we're gonna see in the metaverse. So I can touch, feel, I can see, I can smell. You know, when I wanna buy for the construction company, for example, I gotta go down to Home Depot. I gotta go through, pull my lumber out, and I do that because the lumber yard is more expensive and the quality of lumber is just as bad these days. So I go down and I pick it, or I can go through it myself. I take my help, we go down, we look through things ourselves, we load up on the truck, and we go, it's a pain in the tush. I gotta do it all the way, I got an hour and a half I gotta drive. But what if I could just go into the metaverse, and actually those will all be NFTs. They'll be digital versions of that lumber there, of the exact lumber. Just a quick scan, boom, there it is. And I can go through all that, pick that out, and that gets then delivered to my job site. Would that not be much easier? And I can actually feel it, see if it's straight, see if it's good wood, feel the weight of it. That's where the metaverse is gonna go. And we're early now, we're early on. To here 2030, 2035, that's where we're gonna be. Jeff Bezos has said that he is losing billions because he knows in the future, he said that I'm gonna make trillions. He's not a man who's stupid when it comes to the technology sector. Out of Silicon Valley, he's probably one of the greatest geniuses ever come out of Silicon Valley. Now, I'm not a fan of his. I'm sorry, Zuckerberg. Not Bezos, Zuckerberg. And Bezos is not an idiot either. I mean, but he's done with Amazon. And Amazon recently has just made a deal with a blockchain. So now you'll probably see Amazon as well in a third dimension. So you won't just go in and look at things on Amazon, you'll actually interact with the items. So what I'm talking about, I bet Zuckerberg is the guy, probably one of the most intelligent guys that come out of Silicon Valley. And you have to put Bezos right there with him too. But Zuckerberg's the one who wants the metaverse, and he's leading out the charge. He's not alone in that. Microsoft was told others are also there. We haven't heard about Google, but I'm sure they're not standing down. There are some affiliations that I've heard Google is actually forming some partnerships going forward in the metaverse as well. They're not going to be left behind. Well, Google's forming partnerships with OpenAI. They don't want to be left behind in that. And so they're trying to form their own type of intelligence, artificial intelligence, to compete with or climb in bed with OpenAI. But the downside about that is what? Well, we're going to be restricted on information from other people. So we'll have any peer reviews. It'll just be what the computer says and what the programmers of the computer put into it, or who's programming that computer, right? So it's very centralized. That's the danger of that. Going on the metaverse, on the other hand, you'll have a whole array of market, because you're going to have free market and you're going to have controlled markets in that metaverse. And I just give you a last conclusion. Let's just say I want to go on a tour. Yasuni National Park in Ecuador, Amazon jungle. And I want to go on this tour, but we really don't have the money to go. So I can pay maybe $100 for my family and I to hook up one day, and we go with a tour guide, and we go, and we can actually, remember, we got this suit on, we can touch, we can feel. We go on this tour, we can feel the humidity, we can smell the air, we can hear the birds, we can interact with all these different animals, where we can touch them. All their characteristics will be put into these animals. It'd be like going to a zoo and be able to interact with the zoo animals, but in the wild. You could even go and fish, feel the fish on the line. I mean, it's a whole different level of what Web 3.0 will do. Now, why do I say we're going to do that? Because it'd be less costly. So many job opportunities, a lot of opportunities out there for negative factors take place as well. The porn industry, for example, sadly to say. And there will be just the fact that people have become conditioned to not want to have to make any great effort. I won't have to get on a flight to go down there. I can experience this myself in the jungle, sitting in my living room with my family. Now, it might take 3 or 4 hours or all day, or maybe we can even do a trip where we take a break, we say goodnight, and we come back the next day. We can even do it for a week and never have to leave home. That's the metaverse and Web 3.0. And that's why we feel here at DeFi IoT, the metaverse is a future and something we should all be looking at when we're talking about investments or future business growth, those affiliated with it. For example, like projects that do cloud data storage, especially those that are more private, broken up, more independent, more secure, because a lot of data is going to be stored. You got a lot of NFTs, you got a lot of things that are augmented or not real, but they're augmented into this augmented reality. So it's going to be somewhat of a virtual reality, but will interplay into our lives and we'll feel as if we are part of that. Socially, look at social media. That's the next level. And that's where Zuckerberg wants to go with this. And I think the guy is on. I think he's spot on. Just look at what we've become over the last 2 years. And so you see where we're going to be going. DeFi IoT, it's highly likely this is going to come to fruition. So don't ignore it. We'll talk to you in the next video.